It is time I talked about Postal 4. Since I started making Postal videos, I have received comments asking when I will talk about Postal 4. I've made essays about the first two games, and I even made a short video about Postal 3, yet no sign of Postal 4, until now. Before I talk about Postal 4, I want to make some things clear. This is only my opinion, and I hold no ill will towards Running with Scissors. In matter of fact, it's pretty cool that they are one of the few studios that have the creative freedom when it comes to the games they make. Plus, every interaction I had with them has been hella nice. I'm saying this because I'm going to be really critical when talking about Postal 4, and I want to make it clear that it's coming from a place of love, and not hate. Secondly, Postal 4 has received many updates since the last time I've played the game. Maybe some of the things that I mentioned will be outdated. If that's the case, someone please leave me a comment. I'm saying this because if something has been updated, I will have no idea. Lastly, I'm using footage of me playing Postal 2. That's how much I don't want to play 4. I don't even want to install it just to record background footage. With all that said, let's begin. I want to start with what Postal 4 does well. Guns feel great. In my opinion, when it comes to the guns feel, Postal 4 is the best one. I loved it so much that I hardly use melee weapons. It's so bizarre, because it's like the Postal series only had decent gun feel, and suddenly Postal 4 went, nah fam, let me show you how it's done. John St. John, Rick Hunter, Corey Cruz, and Zach Ward voicing the Postal Dude is amazing. You have the OG Rick Hunter, you have the movie dude Zach Ward, you have the best part of Postal 3, aka Corey Cruz, and the newest dude, John St. John. You can tell they cared when voicing the Postal Dude. They add their own flavour to the character. Honestly, this is probably the best part of Postal 4. This may come as a surprise, but when it comes to criticising the proud country of the US of A, babies, culture, Postal 4 does it really well. The gun badges, the voting task, the prison task, and the graffiti task, just to name a few, really do poke fun at the USA. I still believe that Postal 1 is the best Postal game that does this, however Postal 4 comes at a solid second place. I genuinely believe it does a better job than Postal 2. That was the good stuff, so let's talk about the bad. This is where the fun begins. The NPCs feel shallow. Like yeah, the NPCs move around and react to you from time to time, but they don't feel alive. I would enter someone's house and they would just stand there, staring. This is such a major contrast to Postal 2. Hell, even Postal 1, where NPCs react to what you did. They would run away or attack you if you entered their home. Hell, even their dog would charge you. I don't know if it's to do with the engine or Running with Scissors still needs to work on them, but they ain't good. Like, how are games over 20 years old have better NPC AI? Speaking of shallow, the world of Postal 4 is too big and it feels really empty. I don't oppose having a bigger map with multiple areas, but for God's sake, add to it. I felt like I spent more time traveling on the scooter bike thing than doing shenanigans. I even mentioned in my Postal 2 essay that the map is really good because it's small with tons of stuff to find. I can't say the same thing for Postal 4. If you're going to make a bigger world, at the very least, make it look pretty. But no, it looks really trashy. Yeah, Postal 2 looked like shit, but that was part of the charm. Postal 4 isn't charming like that. It just looks like shit. All this extra space is wasted. I'd rather the game's world be smaller. The jokes in Postal 4 feel too try-hard, and I can't believe I'm saying this, has aged even more poorly than Postal 2. The very first joke you will see is a misspelling of regret on the title. It's cringe, just cringe. The statement I regret nothing goes all the way back to Postal 1. So what's funny about misspelling words? Running with Scissors, how is that funny? How is misspelling words funny? I don't know. Or how about the Game of Thrones reference? He's a tiny man on a poop chair. Get it? Oh my god, see how funny this is? No, for real, this is so random. You wanna know why Gary Coleman worked in Postal 2? Even if you don't know him or who he is, there were billboards and displays with his face on it. You got to know him. So when you went to his book signing at the mall and seeing him take on the police or you, it was funny. This poop thing comes out of nowhere. Set the joke up. Not to mention the tons of cock and balls jokes. You're so edgy, Postal 4. Wow. This humor feels like a high school student saying edgy stuff for attention. And it's not even edgy in the first place! Here comes a big load. In my opinion, the game design doesn't consider a pacifist playthrough. My most popular video on my channel is about why playing as a pacifist in Postal 2 felt good. I guess throw all that shit out of the window for 4. Not only is using power-ups a necessity, but this game loves small hallways and tight paths. This makes sense for a shooter. However, as a pacifist, you cannot dodge or run past the enemies because they will body block you. There were some moments in Postal 2 with small hallways, such as a church, but for the most part you can dodge and take alternative paths, because the game gave you space and options. Not in Postal 4! Like, did they make the game first, and then they went, oh snap, we totally forgot about pacifist playstyles? Like, power-ups are now a must for pacifism. To be honest, this hurts me the most because pacifist playthroughs in Postal 2 are so much fun, and in Postal 4, you're made to suffer. Yes, it's cool that you get a different ending with it, but it's just so bad. And you know what? Fuck it. I want to mention the DJ boss. Doing that passively was pain without end. What the fuck were Running with Scissors smoking when they thought that was a good idea for a pacifist playthrough? I had to look up what to do. You wanna make me go Postal? Holy fuck. There are nods to Postal Redux. No, not Postal 1, the lesser game called Postal Redux. They serve no purpose in the long run. All they do is tease the player with sound effects, and it's really blatant. In Postal 2, you had to go out of your way to find the horror aspects in that game. Nothing wrong with sound effects, but in my opinion, it's kind of lazy and just tacked on. By the way, at this point, I don't want Running with Scissors to make another horror game like Postal 1. If Postal 4 is meant to recapture the charm of 2, I do not want them to try that with Postal 1. I'm sidetracking. The point is, these references to Redux, they don't add to the game. The game really feels dragged out. This goes hand in hand with the map size. Tasks in Postal 2 were mostly short, and the tasks that were longer didn't overstay its welcome. In 4, apart from a few tasks, it felt bloated. And that's it! Was I too mean? I don't know, maybe I was too mean. I will say this though, I wish the game stayed in early access, because I would have been much kinder to the game. I get it, Running with Scissors said it needed more time in the oven, but still, as a product out of early access, it feels underwhelming. It feels like it's still in early access. And I know some of you may say that Postal 4 wants to be its own thing, and maybe I'm not the target audience, but I can't help but feel like it wants to be Postal 2 so badly, or at the very least get the same vibes of Postal 2. I don't know. It's why I don't want to make videos about this game. Unlike Postal 1 and 2, I can hop into those games for a quick session and have a blast. I can't do that with Postal 4. I don't have fun playing that game. I genuinely feel like I'm wasting my time when I hop onto that game. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Postal 4. Maybe when the game is fully done, I may play it again and I might enjoy it, but overall, my time with the game, it was lame.